Hello and welcome back to Stop and Go F1 for this, our reaction to sprint qualifying for the Brazilian Grand Prix, a weekend which I think could hold some excitement. But at the moment, it does seem like there is one team that is far and away the fastest out there. We'll get into all that and more in just a second. But before we do, make sure you remember to like and subscribe. And a huge shout out to our members, Dakota, The Joyous James, Robin Myers, and Cinnamon Strudel. With that being said, let's get into this. And before we even get into qualifying, there is huge news because Kevin Magnussen is feeling rather unwell, so he's not taking part in sprint qualifying or the sprint race or FP1 this morning. Instead, Haas have sent out his replacement, Oliver Behrman. Now, as of right now, it's not confirmed that he will take part in the actual race on Sunday or the qualifying tomorrow evening. But if you look at how it's going so far, Ollie Behrman's looking good. I wouldn't be surprised if he was to take the rest of the weekend instead of Kevin Magnussen. But more on Ollie Behrman as we go throughout the video. Now, going into SQ1, the big thing to discuss on the track is that it has recently been resurfaced, and with many racetracks that we've seen being resurfaced, that means the track evolution is incredibly high, and also means the track is quite bumpy. The Mercedes cars seem to be suffering with this quite a bit. Lewis Hamilton complaining of back pain in FP1. And also this weekend, there have been threats of rain, especially tomorrow and on Sunday. The weather forecast actually didn't predict any rain today, but throughout sprint qualifying, there is very visible threats of rain. Big clouds everywhere, very dark. You can see rain coming in the distance. It doesn't actually affect this session, but it can be a huge factor this weekend, and I wouldn't be surprised if we saw it affecting both tomorrow and Sunday. Now, as we get towards the end of SQ1, there's a huge queue out of the pit lane with about 2 minutes to go, and just as we crossed the line in SQ1, the session had been relatively close across everyone. Then, in the dying moments, Lando Norris sets a time which is 7/10 quicker than anything anyone else can do. Absolutely incredible lap time for Lando Norris towards the end of this here, but there are those who went out. And of course, in 20th, it's Zhou Guanyu, his traditional place in 2024 Formula 1. 19th for Lance Stroll. Yuki Tsunoda only good enough for 18th place. Esteban Ocon is in 17th, then Fernando Alonso in 16th place. A bad day for Aston Martin. But yeah, there you go. Once again, Valtteri Bottas making it through. We saw him make it through the Q2 in Mexico. Here he is. He made it through to SQ2. So a great performance from Bottas yet again. I mean, Ocon it's just really fallen off as of late. It might just be the kind of whole thing of, we're coming towards the end of the year. He's not going to be with this team next year. He might be a bit checked out. We'll have to wait and see what that's about. But yeah, Yuki Tsunoda as well. It just seems like ever since this whole thing of him and Lawson has been thrown about, he's just disappeared. Another bad result for him here. So let's go into SQ2. And realistically, it was quite an uneventful session until the end, when we get the results of who's out this time round. So, Valtteri Bottas is 15th place. No surprises there. If anything, the surprise is that he made it this far. So, I think a great result for him. Colapinto, only good enough for 14th place. Sergio Perez is in 13th. Now, the big shock here is that Red Bull have timed something wrong. He was going out to set another fast lap at the end of the session, but did not get to the line in time. The checkered flag came out, was not able to set another fast lap. In 12th was Nico Hulkenberg, and then Lewis Hamilton in 11th, missing out by just 0.097, getting into SQ3. Seemed to be really struggling just throughout both sessions, really. Never really showed any massive signs of pace. While George Russell at moments has looked quite quick, Lewis seems to be off the pace so far this weekend. They'll be looking to correct that throughout tomorrow and into Sunday, because of course they can make changes to the car. I think after the sprint race itself, they can make changes to go into main qualifying. So hopefully he can unlock some pace there. Then SQ3 was a bit of a strange one as well, to be honest with you. So the session starts and it's just Lando, Piastri and Albon who go out and set a time at the start of the session. Everyone else just electing to go for a one-lap wonder in SQ3, whereas those three were able to set 2 lap times. As the session finishes, it's Ollie Bearman in 10th. Now, he didn't actually set a time here. Well, he set a time, but due to track limits, his lap time was deleted. Now, I thought his lap time in SQ2 was track limits, but he got away with that one. But on this one here, he massively got caught up on the curb into turn 2, caused that track limits, and also caused him to lose a hell of a lot of speed anyway. So even without the track limits, he would have been last. There was discussion and commentary about how he should have really backed off, saved the battery, and gone for it again. But, he's a rookie. This is his 3rd Formula 1 race. That's the kind of thing that he will learn from this and go on from here. I think the positives, and I think really from this session it is only positives for Haas, because he consistently showed fantastic pace throughout SQ1 and SQ2. He was better than Hulkenberg, especially in SQ2. Hulkenberg was out. Bearman, I think, was about 5th or 6th, and I think realistically he would have had the pace to do quite well in SQ3 without that mistake. So I think from someone looking to Bearman as this big future star, I think that this is only a good thing from him. He'll learn from this mistake and get better from there. Albon was 9th. Liam Lawson 8th. Gasly, again, incredible in 7th, considering his teammate was out in SQ1. Really good lap time from him. George Russell 6th. Carlos Sainz in 5th. Max Verstappen in 4th place. Leclerc in 3rd. Now, Verstappen actually gave Leclerc a bit of a tow here, but it was not good enough to get close to the McLarens. The big shock, though, for me, Lando Norris in 2nd place at the end of SQ3. Now, he showed incredible pace in SQ1 and 2, just far and away better than anyone else in the field. But when the checkered flag went down in SQ3, it was Oscar Piastri in P1 by just 0.029 of a second to take that away from his teammate. So a great lap time there from Piastri in the end. And you know what? Piastri's not the best qualifier in the world. He has never had a pole position. He's now got 2 sprint pole positions, which is a very strange note on his career. Never a pole, but 2 sprint poles. But yeah, Lando looked incredible all day, and still, still incredible lap time. But for Oscar to be able to beat that at the end there took something incredibly special. Now, of course, we now have to look forward to tomorrow afternoon and the main sprint race itself, and the big question will be, what the hell are McLaren going to do? At this point, Oscar Piastri, statistically, is still in the championship battle. It's borderline, but he's still in it. Of course, Lando Norris is a hell of a lot closer in a weekend where Max Verstappen doesn't really have the pace. I mean, he was able to beat Sainz, which, again, that was a great lap from Max because the Red Bull didn't look great, but, still beating one of the Ferraris. We have a weekend here where McLaren look far and away the fastest team here. A sprint race weekend, a lot of points on the line, with not a lot of time left in the championship. Do they say, right, lads, you can race for the first lap? Do they go, right, Norris is taking this, Oscar, you've got to move across? What are they going to do? Because I feel, statistically, they have to favour Norris now. This is their biggest opportunity they've had possibly all year in terms of their pace being significantly faster than everyone else's. So they've got to favour Norris here. It's just when in the race are they going to do it? Are they going to just hope that Norris can get it done at the start and they don't have to intervene? There's lots of spinning plates going into this one tomorrow, and I think that makes it very, very exciting. Put in the comments down below what you think is going to happen. Of course, I'll be here tomorrow to talk through everything, as well as here for tomorrow evening for this main qualifying for the race on Sunday. We're back again to talk about the race on Sunday, and then driver ratings will be up on Monday. All of that to come. So much stuff. So much excitement. I will see you there. Until next time, have a good one. Goodbye.